Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about the time I went to Canada. So, going there might have been the biggest thing in that I I decided to drive there instead of fly. We were going to Toronto. Um, so I'm coming from the Milwaukee area, and I went down to Chicago. Well, I went like sort of around and over. So you go a little bit south and then east and a little bit north because there's Lake Michigan to the right. And it it when I left, it wasn't raining or storming or anything. But pretty much right. So when I got a rental car. So when we left and when we got there, but once we left the rental car place, it pretty much started rain, going back and forth between rain and hail and snow the entire way there. Sounds like an exaggeration, but it's not. It was the entire way. I mean, maybe there was a half hour of not anything falling from the sky, but it was crazy. I can't remember going through anything like that before. And so when I was gonna leave, I had ordered this like very small car from the car rental place. And when I got there, I talked to the girl that worked there, and I asked her what cars she liked, and she showed me this other one that was a little bigger than mine, and she said I could check out some other cars, and I checked out like smaller ones, and I checked out Smart Car, and I was actually thinking about going with that, but hallelujah, I did not go with that. I decided to go with the car that she suggested, which was only like a few dollars more a day, or like $7 more a day or something, and the seats were much better. It was wider. It had much more control. It was just, yeah, much better car. And man, I don't know what would have happened if I would have gone with a different car. I don't know if we would have made it or anything, but that car was fantastic for what were going through. I think it was a Hyundai, the Korean car. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going, and I keep thinking like it's gonna stop eventually. It started raining, and then it would hail, and then we go back to rain, back to hail, and then right about time we crossed the border from Detroit into Canada. Then a little after that, I think it was around then that it started snowing. Or sometime in Canada it started snowing, and then it would go back and mix with hail, and it was just a mess. It was a disaster. I mean, if I would have driven a smart car through that, I don't know. I don't know what would happen. Hallelujah, I'm alive today. Miraculous. Because previously, if you guys watch my other videos, I've historically been a huge cheapskate. I'm not anymore. Hallelujah. I've been delivered from that. Alright, so we've been driving through this storm, like I think it was like 14-hour storm. And we finally get there. I think it was only supposed to take like 8 hours or something, but it took, I think it was 14. Because I couldn't go very fast because of the storm. So anyway, we get there, and I think it was real late at night. It was like 10, 11, maybe midnight. And yeah, we were supposed to get there at like, I don't know, what, 2 or 4? Just way earlier, way earlier. We stayed at an Airbnb place. And then we got a room, private room, but it wasn't really that private. um, yeah, it was like there's a curtain over. It was in the basement, and there's just a curtain. There wasn't a door, which I didn't really love, but it was whatever. Yeah, and that first night was pretty good. And then the next day we met up with my friends, and we went to this restaurant, met some other people, other Americans that were visiting Canada, and we went to, my brother and his friend were staying at a hostel. We went to check that out. It was pretty cool. I can't remember what else we did that first day. But anyway, we come back, and there was this, oh, I wonder if, yeah, I think that first night, it was when I got the poutine. I mean the second night. So the poutine is, for anybody who doesn't know, it's like it's a Canadian food, and it's fries. The standard is like fries with gravy, and sometimes they put cheese on there, or do they always put cheese? I don't know. I'm sure Canadian people can comment on this and say, but it's I think it's usually fries, gravy, and cheese. And so I said, we gotta go to a poutine place because I really wanted to try it. I've never had it before, and we went to this place that had and I was looking at the menu, and they had an unlimited poutine, and so you could get like a bunch of different kinds, and they would just bring them out to you one at a time. And so once you finish one, they bring you more. So I got that and tried a bunch of different types of poutine, and yeah, I thought it was good. It was pretty much what I expected, though. And yeah, I felt really sick after because I ate like 15 servings of it or something, like really ridiculous. I ate like a lot. But yeah, it was it's pretty much what you would think it would be. I know some Canadian people are like really intense about their poutine, and they only go to certain places and whatnot. You guys can let me know what's the best place in the comments. I forgot the name of the place that we went to, but everybody in Canada was super nice. Yeah, it's pretty much like people say. I didn't expect it to be like that. I thought it would be more like America, but they do seem a little nicer there. I thought Toronto was really cool. It's a very multicultural city, maybe the most I've ever been to. I mean, New York definitely is super cultural, but it just, I don't know, stuff seems to just blend in more, whereas, I don't know, it just seems like you can tell different areas or certain nationality, and I don't know. Like, also the signs in Chinatown would actually be in Chinese, which I thought was cool. Maybe they do that in other cities and I just haven't noticed, but yeah, lots of cool stuff. My friend went to like it was like a Kenyan restaurant or something, or so that's kind of a unique, interesting stuff. What else? The parking is not great there though. Yeah, just a heads up for anybody who wants to go. Maybe try to take Uber around. I don't know if they have Uber there. I'm guessing they do though. Yeah, on the drive back, I almost ran out of gas. I was very close to, and I backed up on the freeway at one point to get back on an on-ramp. That was a mess. But then also going through Detroit on the way back on the way there and back was quite eye-opening. I mean, you don't realize how bad it is until you go there. I live near Milwaukee, and I thought that was bad. Going through Detroit, it looks like whole blocks have been leveled, and it took us a really long time to find a McDonald's or Starbucks, which seems like a bad indicator to me, because most places at least have like a lot of Starbucks around. McDonald's, even if it's not that financially well off, but it looked pretty bad there. Stuff was not very intact. I think a lot was torn down, in fact. But anyway, yeah, I thought Canada was cool. Oh, so when we were coming back into the country, they stopped us and searched our car, which took like an hour and a half or 2 hours. Getting into Canada was fine. It's just like, actually, getting into Canada was sort of an interesting thing too. He's like, they try to act real tough. They're like, "Oh, what's going on? What are you doing?" And we're just like, "We're just going to Canada. We're just going to visit." It's like, "You got tobacco?" I'm like, "No, why would we have tobacco? Cigarettes?" I don't know why. I don't know if there's a problem with illegal cigarettes in Canada or something. I also saw a sign there like, "Don't buy illegal cigarettes." There's like a billboard. I don't know why they had that. And it seems like, I don't know, it might be an issue. Whatever. They didn't search us when we were going into Canada. He just asked us that. And then he's like, "What's that book you got there?" I had a book on my right. And I'm like, "The Bible." He's like, "Oh, alright, well, you can go." I don't think he let me because of the Bible, but I think they try to like freak people out and stuff. It was fine going into Canada, but leaving Canada and going back into America, they were much more strict. It took super long. There were huge lines. Going into Canada, you could just go. Yeah, so, because it shows how hard it is to get in here. I don't, it seems weird to me though, because I feel like you could pretty easily cross the border in other places if you get like an all-terrain vehicle or something. Just go around, just go through some woods. Maybe I'm giving some dealers ideas now. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. Have a great day. God bless. Love you very much. Praying for you. Let me know what else you guys think of Canada. Anybody who's been there, or Canadians, I want to hear what you think of Americans in America if you've been here.